I recently got to take a trip to Switzerland, and it went a little something like this.
I'm at Zürich Airport and it's fucking cold. I'm outside the airport in Zürich now, and it's still fucking cold. I'm in the big ass mall that connects to the train station at Zürich Airport. And this is actually pretty warm.
Ah, Switzerland, the land of stunning alpine vistas, chocolate so good it feels illegal, and trains that are so punctual they make most of the rest of the world look like amateurs. Or, at the very least, they make us here in Germany feel like amateurs. And of course, I got to see mostly none of that as my flight from Lisbon got into Zurich at 11 p.m. and I got to cross all the way to Basel at 1 in the morning. Oh joy. But you know what? Even at that unholy hour, the Swiss rail system delivered. Trains were on time, connections worked seamlessly, and it was all so easy. But why? Why are the Swiss trains so ridiculously reliable? Were they always this way? And what can other countries learn from the Swiss? Well, let's dive into the marvel that is Swiss rail and uncover what makes it all tick.
Oh yeah, it's time for my first ever international train station elevator piss smell test. And today we're at Zurich, specifically Zurich Flughafen. And let me tell you, not only is the elevator spotless, well, except for a wrapper right there, and smell really nice, but it was not heated on the platform. It is heated in the elevator. Switzerland, what the hell? Also, like, I love how the airport train station looks. I really like this airport, actually. I don't usually like commuting or traveling by plane, but Zurich Airport is really cool. Okay, my train's here in like a few minutes, so let's go.
You know, before I even get into politics or anything later on, I was literally just reading about how Swiss voters beat some potential highway expansion measures at the ballot box. I must say, that's really quite based. Would really love to see some of those funds go towards further expanding their already awesome rail network. All right, I'm going to go through this video as rapid fire as I hopefully can. No reason to get caught up in it all. I mean, let's get to the point here, which is Swiss trains are good. They're damn good. And we should aim for our trains and the rest of the world, no matter where we are, to be as good and punctual. I consider this, to be like the S tier of train service. Probably up there with like, I don't know what, the Japanese. But even Switzerland isn't perfect. I mean, shit's pricey there. When I was at Zurich Airport, I got a sandwich and a coffee to pass the time before my train, and it cost 21 euros. What the fuck? Nice airport though. Great connectivity to local trains, regional trains, intercity trains, and trams, and it's super nice inside. I really gotta commend Switzerland and how well it does last mile travel, by the way. Everything just seems so integrated. That's a surprise word that's going to help us later. Also, hey, let me know what you think about me recording over here instead of at my usual desk. Do y'all like this? Do y'all prefer this? First off, timetables designed for perfection. The secret sauce starts with the clock face timetable, or as the Swiss, and also here in Germany as we would call it, the Taktfahrplan. This isn't just a schedule, it's a true symphony of precision. Trains arrive and depart at consistent, predictable intervals, making the entire system feel effortless. Basically, during any given day, you can always expect a train between 2 points, for example, to arrive at 10 minutes past the hour and 40 minutes past the hour. I'm using half an hour frequencies as an example here, as that seems very common here. And trust me, while that's perhaps not the most frequent trains in the world, it's the integration that really makes them go above and beyond. It's really not just about the trains. Buses, trams, and even ferries sync up with the rail schedules here. Misconnections? Not unheard of, but very rare. The whole Swiss rail network is designed so you can traverse the country with military-grade efficiency. However, takt scheduling isn't exclusive to Switzerland. A ton of routes back home in Germany actually use clock face scheduling, albeit to a much less successful degree. Where Switzerland really excels is by using a nationwide integrated clock face timetable, which means that those arrivals and departures really do have that very very tight synchronization. If you're connecting anywhere across the country, most stations, you'll have to wait no more than 10 minutes or so.
I have 5 minutes to catch my train to Olten because I'm heading to Bern, and at this time of night I need to take one train from airport to Hoppenhof, another from Hoppenhof to Olten, and from Olten to Bern, and I have 5 minutes to get from track 32 to track 17, so let's see how this goes.
This is also why, fun fact, the #1 source of rail delays in Switzerland, as even they aren't immune from them, are due to trains coming from other countries. I was actually about to make a joke about the Deutsche Bahn because I love me some low-hanging fruit, but it seems the Swiss government has beat me to it by, back in September 2024, earmarking millions of Swiss francs for railway investment to, and I quote, avoid conditions like in Germany. Ouch.
Stop it. Get some help.
With over 5,300 kilometers of track, nearly all of it electrified, it's a network built for reliability and sustainability. Freight trains often run on separate tracks to avoid conflicts of passenger routes, and stations are designed to minimize transfer times and passenger congestion. Also, on the whole, they're very, very clean. What's truly impressive, though, is how much attention seems to be given to maintenance. Swiss tracks are inspected, repaired, and upgraded constantly. Breakdowns and delays? Not unheard of, but perhaps as rare as finding a cheap meal in Switzerland. The Swiss Federal Railways, or SBB, or, CFF. Switzerland has 3 official languages, German, French, and Italian.
Non a par GRC.
Thus, the railways have 3 different names, but since I'm in Germany, I'm calling them the SBB. What I truly love here is the sheer amount of single-track blinds that still just function properly. Keeping to that strict scheduling and scheduled timings means that you can acceptably get regular trains winding their ways through mountains, even at times across multiple gauges. And yes, Switzerland does have some narrow gauge rail lines and commercial services. They even have one private operator of gauge changing trains. And often does feel like Switzerland has tried to build rail lines to serve places best they can, no matter how twisted a mountain pass, and I really can appreciate that, especially as I feel like some of these towns would be truly isolated otherwise. And every year the SBB updates its timetables to reflect evolving passenger needs. More trains, more seats, more routes. It can even involve making stations that are just request stops. Good old-fashioned flag stops, which have that name because you used to literally have to flag down the train to get the stock there. Whether it's double-decker S-Bahn trains for crowded intra-city lines or expanding connections to international cities such as Vienna or Milan, they're constantly upping their game. So how did it get this way? Well, it comes down to priorities, and that's the core of it. Switzerland, though a really cool place on its own, isn't really a place I'd call a progressive haven for everything, and I'm saying that as a trans woman. And while their government and respective agencies have certainly made funding transit a must, and even kicking up the Deutsche Bahn from some areas where their delays start affecting the Swiss passengers a bit too much, even Switzerland has areas where it seems cars have been given favor over pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit. It's very good on the whole, though. Well, all I'm saying is just that the fight for great public transit and urbanism is an ongoing fight that takes continuous work. It took political willpower to make the trains good, and it'll continue to take that willpower both from those in charge and those passionate enough about keeping those services running, such as activists.
Geschätzte Fahrgäste, in einigen Minuten treffen wir am Bahnhof im SBB auf Gleis 11 ein.
There are a few more cool notes I want to mention about Switzerland. What a great place for foaming. I finally get the hype behind the double-decker S-Bahn trains, by the way. They're really nice. Also, the night S-Bahn train I took across Basel was awesome, and I'd love to see service on S-Bahn lines like this be more regular across all of the German-speaking world. I was truly surprised at how many people were on my SN6 train at 2:30 in the morning. The magic of their trains isn't just about where the tracks go, it's about how the entire system is designed, maintained, and operated. It's really quite cool, so if you ever find yourself in Switzerland, maybe crossing the country in the dead of night like I did, take a moment to appreciate what's happening around you. It's not just a train ride, it's a masterclass of precision, efficiency, and excellence.
So I must say I'm actually really impressed with the Swiss trains. They really do live up to the hype for me. But there's a video I'm doing after this one that goes into the community question from this week, which comes from my The Rise and Fall of Deutsche Bahn video, which is, Jamie, do you like the Deutschland ticket? And of course, I love the Deutschland ticket. It's 49, or I guess when this goes out, 58 euros a month. And it's every regional train, every bus, every tram, every publicly operated ferry in Germany. And I want to push that to its limits by going all the way from Switzerland to Denmark using the Deutschland ticket. It's going to be at least 17 hours and a bunch of different modes. So yeah. But for that, we need to actually get to Basel Bad Bahnhof, which involves a special, funky, nighttime exclusive S-Bahn route. So I'll play some footage of that to roll y'all out.